Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about Social Security. As we all know, Social Security is supposed to be reduced by more than 20% by 2033. And we just got a report that came out recently that Social Security is actually only going to increase by 3% this year. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to my channel on YouTube and Rumble as we get into this show. So, Social Security is only going up by 3% this year. The average person on Social Security is making about $1,832 a month. That is only due to go up about $55 this year. I've been talking about inflation all year long. I've been talking about the price of goods, services, and everything in between. I've been telling you how the prices of food, the prices of your gas has risen. I remember when I used to pay $20 for gas. Now I'm paying 36, 37, 38. Okay? Almost 40 bucks, almost double. So, when I talk about these things, you got to also understand that there are people who are renting and the rents are going up, right? That's the biggest expense that most people have. On top of that, you got to understand that people haven't been outside, so they're socializing, they're going out, they're partying, they're traveling, and they're accumulating debt to pay for these things because the price of doing these things are so much higher than what they're earning at their job. Even though wages are increasing, they're not increasing at the price of inflation. So, with that being said, Social Security is only going up 3%, while inflation is more than 5% right now. They're just now about to get it under 4%, and it was way over 7% at the beginning of the year in 2023. So, you're telling me that Social Security is rising at less than half of what inflation was to begin the year. On top of that, I mean, it makes sense. The government base Social Security or the inflation numbers on what benefits them, right? If you want to keep something going longer, which of course they want to keep Social Security going longer, they must account for the fact that um, they cannot continue to increase it at 7, 8, 10% a year, or they won't even be able to maintain Social Security until 2033. So, what way can they reduce their costs and maybe even increase that time frame? Well, the best way to do that is to limit the increase that they give to Social Security. And that might actually add 1 year to Social Security. So it might be 2034 when we see insolvency and when we see a 20% reduction in Social Security, right? So if they are showing you a chart or a market where inflation was only 3% for the year, which we all know is not true. We all know that prices have risen drastically. We all know that a new car used to be 25,000 and is now about 35 to 40,000 for a brand new car. So we understand that the market has changed. We understand that the prices of goods and services are so much higher than what they were just a year ago. But the government is going to manipulate the market in order to make it work in their benefit to say, see, inflation was only 3%, and so you will get a 3% raise. That's only a $55 increase to those who are not working, to those who have specific bills that have nothing to do with actually living life. They're not living, they're just surviving. Do you know that the average person on Social Security, not the one that is young and somehow ended up on Social Security, I'm talking about the elderly population, 67 and older, the average person on Social Security who is of age to actually be on it is paying 30% of all of their income towards medical bills. 30% of all their income goes towards medical bills. That means if you make $1,800 a month, which is about to go up to almost 1,900, right? They're paying at least what, like about almost $650 towards medical bills alone. A third of their income towards medical bills alone. I didn't do the calculations. I know I'm off by a little bit, but essentially $650 a month towards their medical bills alone. And you know they got Medicare, you know they got Medicaid. They're still shelling out a third of their income every month towards that. Not rent, not food, not the occasional drink if they could even drink at that age. I'm not trying to age anyone now, but can you imagine your father, your mother, your I mean, personally, this is why I advocate for financial literacy. This is why I advocate for financial freedom. You shouldn't even be in a situation where you have to depend on Social Security alone or at all. All the investments I make, I don't depend on one individual investment. I can always look at it as if it left my life today, that's fine. I'm okay. In fact, a lot of the investments that I make today is to build wealth for my future generation. It's not even for me. It's because I don't require it. I don't need it. I've set myself up to where any additional work that I do now is simply stressing myself out for someone who doesn't even exist yet. My unborn children. That is literally the facts. That's why I do the overtime. That's why I work extra. That's why I put in the time to make these channels. That's why I do what I do. It's truly not for me. I don't need it. But I understand that the way I got this content, some people need to hear it differently. Some people need to hear it from the horse's mouth. Some people need to understand how did I do it and how can they do it as well. And so I'll go ahead and give out this content willingly. It motivates me to know that somebody's going to hear this and benefit from it. So again, for those who have put in their last, worked their butts off in order to get to a point where they can finally retire and be on Social Security, and now with their aches and pains from all that manual labor they've been doing their whole life, they have to settle down, spend 30% of their income on medical expenses, another 30% on food, another 40% on shelter. What they got left? About 20% or so? I mean, maybe zero, 40, 30, and another 30, that's zero. You're done. You're out of there. You don't even got enough to do anything else. So they're not even living. And that $55 that came in, what's $55 going to do? Is that life changing? Absolutely not. But maybe that 150, if they had a 7% increase, would have been way more beneficial for them. Would have definitely been able to maybe get them that dinner once a month at a nice diner. I have a neighbor who loves going to a diner, has a favorite diner that he goes to. I can't imagine if he wasn't able to do that on his birthday or so, because he has to budget for his living expenses. It's ridiculous, man. It hurts. It hurts to see that. And now that I'm at a point where I can start giving back, now that I'm at a point where I can start, impacting others and impacting others' lives, when I see people struggling and putting food back at the grocery store, I'm like, man, I'm gonna start changing lives. I used to look at that and it would be conflicting. Like I want to help, but I'm gonna say no. I'm helping, moving forward. And when I say something, it's what I'm doing. I'm helping moving forward. You're not putting back the ketchup, the mayo, no. Put that back in your cart. You picked it up for a reason. You wanted it, so you got it. No problem. Not just women, men too, right? It's an equal world. I'm helping everybody. So, I'm not paying for everybody groceries, but that one little item or so, I got you. Don't worry about it. We here to educate and make sure that you're not in a situation where you gotta drop the food at the grocery store because we've all been there. I've been there. I've dropped food at the grocery store because of the price. I'm not doing that no more. Well, maybe for myself, but not for others because I know they might need that bread. So they gotta have that bread. There's no debate about that. So again, if you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you follow me on YouTube and Rumble. You know I post every single day at 8 a.m. daily, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.